Our belief system is a collection of beliefs from the information, observations, exposures, and experiences we've had in life, right? That's how we develop a belief system. That's how you and I have developed our beliefs. It's through information that you've been given, it's through observation, what you've seen, what you've observed in your life, exposure to certain things, and then your experiences. A collection of those things over your 30, 40, 50, 60 years of life has given you a certain belief system that is now operating your life. These calls, what I am doing is what he said most people don't do. He said most people never challenge this thinking. They don't challenge this. They're never challenged to challenge how they are thinking about these things. Understanding how to separate what is true, what is fact, what is real in your life versus what you call true. These are subtle differences, but this is how people start operating. This is why people don't build wealth. This is why people don't get healthy. This is why people don't. It's because you have an operating system that you're unconscious of, and you believe that because of the information you received, because of the exposure, because of the conclusions you've drawn from what you've observed, that you're right, that this is true. We have to. We have to be able to break that, right? We have to be able to see that differently. But I just want us to understand that's the foundation of this. When I say if you change your thinking, you change your life. If you change the way you are thinking, your life will change. It's because when you change your belief system, you operate differently. Take those just four things that have been a collection of how you got this belief system. The information you've received over your entire life around any area. Again, you can take this in specific areas. You can take this as a big picture thing, but we're all here to get to the life that we don't need a break from, right? You're here to grow and design your ideal life. Become the man or woman God called you. That's what we're on the journey for. The masses may not be on that journey. That's the journey we're on. So we have to challenge some of these things. The information that you've received in your life around your health. Do you believe that that's true? Because you can get information and create a belief that's not true at all. It's just because that's the information you received. Right? Like classic example in health is the food pyramid, right? That we all learned in school. At a certain point, you believe that that was true. And then you learn, if you get more information, that that's not true at all. That was designed by like the dairy industry to get people to like drink more milk and like make their profits go up because it's not actually like biologically true the way that they laid out that pyramid. That's not how it works in our health. Some people don't know that because they don't have the information. Some people don't have information around their financial life. That's why they don't get better in their finances. Or the information that you've received is not necessarily the information that's going to help you get to the next level. So, again, these are the things that shape your belief system. The observation part that he was talking about is so important. We draw conclusions from our observations. We draw conclusions from it. He gave a great example, right? If somebody betrays you, somebody lies on you, do you say this is how people operate? Or my observation, like my conclusion was this is how this person operates. Because if it's how this person operates, then you treat them a little bit differently. But if you've now come to the conclusion that this is how people operate, because four people out of 8 billion have done it to you, and now all of a sudden you're like, oh, this is how people operate. Now you've drawn a different conclusion that may not be true. Likely it's not. Now you think that now you've operated differently. Now your belief system is different. And no one's coming in to challenge that because these four people hurt you. So now you're like, now I'm going to be this way for everyone. That's a belief, right? Our exposure to things. Are exposed, how much have you been exposed to? How much have you not been exposed to? Right? That's it, it's an important understanding. When I talk to people sometimes about finances, I hear what they've been exposed to, but they maybe have never been exposed to someone that's wealthy. So when I've been exposed to both, I can discern different things. If the person has not been exposed to it, they would create a belief in them. So I just want y'all to understand this is how our belief systems are designed. Our job, you and I, our job is to challenge our thinking, challenge our belief. Just because you've been exposed to something or experienced doesn't mean that it's true. It just means that that's you what you experienced. Most people struggle with this. They believe that what they've experienced is not only real, but it's also true. It's an issue. This, again, the programming is this invisible force that's running your life. And we have to understand how we can continue to navigate this thing. Again, you go into our text, 177 Mental Toughness Secrets of the World Class. There's a bunch in here that I could have chosen. One of them, I probably should find it, says the world class separates truth from fact, right? I forget which one it is, but I could probably find it. The world class separates truth from fact. That's something that Dr. Darius Daniels was just talking about. But I chose to use this one because, again, all of this is about your belief system. All of this is about your belief system. And it says here, champions are driven by a world-class belief system. If you want to get to the life you don't need a break from, you're tired of being, right? You're sick and tired of being sick and tired. You're tired of dealing with the same stuff at your job and the same issues every year and the same people and the same feelings and the same financial things and the same health. Like you just deal with the same stuff. And you're a person that wants to get to the next level. You want to get beyond where you are. It's going to start with you challenging your belief system, which what we just heard is the collection of the information, observations, exposure, and experiences that you have. You have to challenge those. You have to challenge it. You can't believe that everything you've experienced, you've been exposed to, the information that you've gotten is true. It's just real for you, but it doesn't mean that it's true. This is a challenging subject, but this is what takes you to the next level because you can challenge where you are. Here's what it says in here. It says, make no mistake, champions are driven to succeed. Many believe that only some people are born with this innate aptitude of ambition. Studies show this isn't true. Champions are driven to win in most cases because they believe they can. If you inherit a treasure map from your best friend, would you be driven to follow the map and find the fortune? So would anyone else. If this is true, why are the majority of people simply trying to survive in a world of wealth and abundance? The answer is simple. They don't believe they can find their own treasure map or their own treasure. This doesn't alter the fact that the treasure is there, yet it does change the drive of the performer. The human animal is only driven to the level their belief system will allow. And say that again. The human animal, the human being, is only driven to the level their belief system will allow. Most of us have been programmed by amateur performers with limiting beliefs and limiting belief system and subsequently small ambitions. As a result, they tend to attract other amateurs as friends who reinforce these limited beliefs and validate their lack consciousness. This cycle spins out of control until drive is nearly non-existent. Amateurs rationalize their lack of drive with tall tales of bad breaks and unfortunate circumstances. Meanwhile, the champions, no more intelligent or talented, become more focused and driven every day to continue to win. In our lives, in your life, to get to the life you don't need a break from, to design your ideal life, all these things, the vision that you have that you're getting so clear on of how you want your life to look in your financial life, in your health life, in your relationships, in your spiritual life, in how you feel, right? In your fulfillment levels, in your joy, in your peace, the clarity you have with that, the drive in which you go after those things, the drive, right? Like your ambition to go after the life that you want, the life that you deserve. It will not supersede the way you think your belief, like your belief system. Like your belief system has to be that like this is possible, that this is attainable, that there's no limiting belief in you. There's no limits. There's nothing around you. You create your life. This is what we just listened to on Wednesday with Dr. Joe Dispenza, right? We listened to the fact that like your inner world creates your outer world, not the other way around. So the only limits that you have in your life are limits you put on yourself. But you got to understand that you're only going to push to whatever your belief system allows you. And your belief system has been shaped already by the information, observations, exposure, and experiences you've had. That's what has shaped your belief system. So if we don't upgrade this belief system, it's likely we don't get to the life that we want. If you don't upgrade and challenge, I'm glad that Dr. Daniel said that, because that's really what it is. Do you challenge that the information you received is true? Do you challenge that the observations, the conclusions you've made are actually the true? Do you ever challenge that, or are you just the way you are? That's just what I believe. Like, we start saying these things and we put these stamps on who we are, what we believe according to the information, the observations, the exposure, and the experiences that we've had. Dr. Joe Dispenza just Wednesday talked about if you are focused on the experiences, the past, you're living in the past. We can't create a healthy future if our experiences are what's dictating what we do currently. All of this, I really want y'all to understand that all of this is what goes into our belief system. So when you hear me say, if you change your thinking, you change your life, this is what I want you to challenge. Most of you don't have people in your life outside of me that challenge your thinking. Like, I challenge the people that I'm around, that privileged to like be around me. I challenge the way you think. I'll hear you and then I'll challenge you. What I tell you, when I started this call, I had an earlier call this morning and I was talking to a lady about her money, and I challenged how she thought about the time she was putting into her finances. You need good coaches, good mentors, people that are a little bit beyond you to challenge what you think. It's the only way you get better. If everyone around you just rubs your back, if everyone around you just complains in the same ways, if everyone around you just thinks in the exact same way, you will not get to the life that you want. You need someone to challenge you. You need to feel that discomfort in your thinking. You need to go back in your quiet time and be like, man, was what he was saying true? Like, how would I know that? Like, you need to think that stuff through. I've had people challenge my thinking for a very long time. I gave you guys just this maybe 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. I met with a guy. We're on the same page. He's a little bit older, right? And he just challenged me in the midst of us talking. I was having a conversation. I said, yeah, this is something that we're trying to do. He said, take that word try out. You're not trying, right? You are doing. He challenged it. I welcome that. I look forward to that. I'm like, oh, you're right. Thank you for that. Took that try right out of my vocabulary. How much do you have this in your life? Because if you can't do it for yourself, if you aren't aware yet to be able to see, you have to get to the next level of consciousness. Albert Einstein's quote says, a problem can't be solved at the same level of consciousness that it was created. If you have a problem in your life, the problem, you can't solve it if you're at the same level of consciousness that you created the problem in. You can't get out of it because you can't see it. So there's only two things. You can either raise your consciousness level, right? Raise your level of awareness, do your personal development, cut out all the noise, change what you're watching, what you're listening to, so you can get to a higher level of consciousness faster, so you can look down at your problems, be like, oh, that's not even a challenge. Oh, okay, I can solve it now because I see it differently. Or you need to get around people that challenge it for you, that you respect, that you'll listen to, that you stay coachable and teachable with, that can challenge your thinking. That's the benefit that I have when I get to work with some of you one on one is because I get to see where you are from a bird's eye view. You're in it, right? That old saying, you can't see the forest through the trees, right? Like I'm up here and you're here. So I say, hey, that thinking, I can already tell you it's going to be a challenge to get here. So let me challenge your thinking at this level so you can now raise your level of awareness and we can solve that problem, that financial issue, that relationship issue, that whatever health issue, that spiritual issue, whatever the issue is, it comes from your level of consciousness, from your level of thinking. Most of us have limiting beliefs that continue to set us back and have us operate in the same ways over and over again. We can't do that moving forward, y'all. You can't do that moving forward. You got to know this all starts with your belief system. You need to challenge that. Your experiences, though they may be real, they're not necessarily true. The things you've been exposed to, though you have seen those things and you've been exposed to it, it doesn't necessarily mean that that is the truth for everyone. That's not the way it works. You have to be able to discern that. You have to be able to discern that in order to get to the life that you want. This quote here says, in second grade, they asked us what we wanted to be. I said I wanted to be a ball player, and they laughed. In eighth grade, they asked the same question. I said, a ball player. They laughed a little more. By the 11th grade, no one was laughing. Belief system is everything. If you believe something is possible, that means you can do it. You can attain it. Whether you believe you can or whether you believe you can't, either way, you're right. Whether you believe you can or whether you believe you can't, either way, you're right. This is why in our limiting beliefs, you guys know I'm the financial side of things. When I hear people say, I don't really need to be rich, you absolutely won't. As soon as you say that out of your mouth, it's literally you just limiting yourself from any abundance that came to you. I don't need much. Okay, well, then you won't have much. It's perfectly fine. It's not being greedy to be like, this is what I see. This is what I want. My vision board that's ahead of me has a 9-figure number on it. Do I need 9 figures? Absolutely not. But it's there. But it's there because that's what I want. That's what I'm looking at. You got to be able to know that it's possible. The action step for today says, generally speaking, is your belief system poverty class, middle class, or world class? Ask this critical thinking question. Do my drive and ambition mirror my beliefs? Do my drive and ambition mirror my beliefs? If not, if you're not sure of the answer, check the results in the areas of your life where you exhibit the most ambition, y'all. This is how we get to the life we don't need a break from. This is how we practice. I'm never telling you this stuff is easy, but this is the key to you getting to all the things you want, whatever that is. I don't know what that is for you. You should know what that is for you. You should know what you want. You should know why you're here. You should know what you're trying to get to. And then once you know that, these are the types of things that shift how you think, it shifts how you operate, it shifts your habits, it shifts what you allow, then your whole life changes. My encouragement to you and my challenge to you is to do this with more intention faster. Cut off the noise faster. Dive into challenging your thinking faster. Raise your level of consciousness faster. Don't just keep putting this off and doing the same things over and over again. Definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Problem can't be solved at the same level of consciousness it was created. You got to get to the next level, y'all. And it is possible. I love you guys. I want you to win. You deserve it. Your families deserve it. Nobody tells you. I'm always going to remind you, you deserve to win, but you got to do the work. You got to do the things that are hard, that are unconscious, like that are like consciously hard for you to do, because that's how we grow. It's in the friction. It's having someone challenge what you have had as a belief and be like, man, is that really a belief? How'd I get there? Once you challenge it, you can see it from a different level and things can change, y'all.